Schedule, milestones, and budget. The current version of DMLS is going to continue running, and the plan is to develop a test environment that's web service enabled in 2013, hosted in a DMZ environment for testing from version 3.5 to 3.9. So web service enabling it, creating a platform to allow applications to build on top of that, exploring connections, developing connections to other applications, and going live in 2015. The next generation of DMLSS will be 4.0, and the old version, once DMLSS 4.0 is ready to run in 2015, will be switched over to version 4.0. So in 2013, in version 3.5, create a login authorization, web-enabled FM environment, and start working with web service enabling the data. In 3.8, develop different prototype dashboards and other UIs, third-party development to create connections to other FM data, and testing new user interfaces and applications. The Drawbase application, as it stands right now, is used for CAFM, for Computer-Aided Facility Management, essentially the floor plans that exist. So there's a lot of value in the current floor plans in Drawbase. We're proposing to explore how to create stronger connections to Drawbase and also explore how it interacts with building information modeling and GIS. This will happen in phase 3.9. So as we get close to the end of the testing, the goal is to establish a path forward for how do we deal with the CAFM applications and prepare to go live in 2015. Once the prototypes and the testing phase is complete, in 2015 the switch will be pulled to move the data all from DMLS 3.12 to 4.0, and also to look at consolidating the 180 servers that exist today for DMLSS. So after 2015, the closing of the old version and jumping into the new version. This will have to happen in a short period of time, overnight pretty much, once the platform is ready. And DMLSS 4.0 will be fully functional by the end of that. So the different phases and features for each version, the legacy version, web enabling it at 3.5, web services at 3.8, the platform at 3.9, and full implementation. This is an agile approach to starting to develop functionality while new features are added based on this strategy. This is aligned with the White House building a 21st century platform, digital platform, and also the DoD IT modernization, talking about consolidating infrastructure and streamlining processes and looking at different enabling IT, and a lot of the GAO reports that have come out pushing on making data more efficient and work with healthcare facilities. So the DoD strategy about creating a security layer, information layer, a platform, then building applications in the presentation layer on top of that, whether it's government applications or commercial off-the-shelf applications that customers can use. The decoupling phase of DMLS, if you look at the current platform and the way that typical applications are built, it's a tightly coupled application. In other words, it's moving data from one application to the next, involves importing and exporting data and having different levels of access rules and structure of data. So each application has to have its own way of moving data in and out. And with this White House digital strategy document, the layering of the security layer, securing the data, creating a platform on top of that then gets used by COTS or GOTS applications, including DMLS, and opens it up for future applications to build functionality on top of that platform while using standards. So DMLS 3.12 kind of looks like this. It's the current application. DMLS 3.5 about decoupling the data in the test environment, using max.gov, just like the SEPS application that's transitioning to that right now in 2013, and then building different applications on top of that test platform while the existing version of DMLS continues unchanged until version 4.4. And then after the testing is complete and the switch over to 4.0 happens, the whole system goes live and all users of DMLS switch over to the new application. This is a rapid development, an agile approach. There are quite a few unknowns still. The strategy of how to move the data from 180 servers and consolidate, and how many servers to end up with, will have to be tested during the testing phase to decide how to actually make that work. So the development milestones in a little bit more detail. 3.5, the order of magnitude budgets are a range. It really depends on a lot of other factors, but 60 to 100K for the 3.5 web enabling DMLS, creating the login authentication on max.gov to have a common way to authenticate users, and defining strengthening the IT governance is the next phase. Item R of 3.5, launching a beta data as services and placing DMLS FM tables on max.gov, and then creating new user interfaces and applications in version 3.8. Order of magnitude is between 500 and 750K for that phase. This will be a fully functional development, so that you can actually start using it for a single site, for example, or decide to actually deploy it to more than one location. That's a possibility that will have to be explored as this gets developed. Encouraging third-party development in 3.8. In other words, once you open up the platform, it's important to have third-party applications use that capability, so it doesn't have to be all built into the application. Obviously, security and how you set that up is important, and that's part of the structure of the strategy. Developing roll-up dashboards so you can get access to multiple locations, for example, to do roll-ups on the fly. And in 3.9, looking at connecting to other CAFM data, including what currently exists in Drawbase, the possibility of linking to Drawbase or looking for other CAFM or BIM applications that can connect floor plans and building information models to the DMLS FM data. And connecting to BIM and GIS, location-based data and GIS and BIM servers. There's a lot of potential there to connect CMS and CAFM data to that. And then in 4.0, to implement the full DMLS FM4 MHS-wide, the actual cost of consolidating the 180 servers will vary depending on the strategy. One option is to reduce it to 3 servers, another is to have one central server worldwide. This will really depend on the outcome of the testing phase from 3.5 to 3.9 to decide the approach for switching over to 4.0. And then the last step in 4.0 is to switch off the old version of DMLS and switch the users to the new version of DMLS 4.0. A budget for transition program management and the overall program management of DMLS FM as it moves into this next phase, and then a more detailed breakdown phase by phase for each of the steps of the DMLS FM roadmap strategy using an agile approach. And then also into the management and the yearly update management of DMLS FM as it goes into phase 4.